Good evening, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of Edifying Moments with myself, Lucy Danson. I'm so sorry. Firstly, I want to apologise for the lateness. Had a few technical difficulties, but we are back. I hope that you all had a fantastic Thursday. The sun has been really, really good. Even prior to the weather being really bad and it's raining, the weather has really picked up, and I'm sure you've enjoyed it. I've definitely enjoyed it. And thank you all so much for tuning in this evening once again with myself, where I'll be talking to a young lady who is a woman in her own right. She has dealt with so much, but yet she continues this race and continues to hold her head up high to make sure that she is representing for Black women, especially, and doing what she can to encourage and also motivate people. As I said, welcome to Edifying Moments. Edifying Moments is brought to you by Ladies in Waiting once again, and we are here to have another conversation. So this Thursday evening, if it's a hot drink that you need, well, considering the weather, you probably need a cold drink that you need, a notepad, whatever it is, as we really dive into the conversation that we're going to be having with this young lady. But as time is fast spent, I won't spend too much time, but just to introduce who I have with me today. She's a lovely, lovely lady, and she is a social media personality. More than ever, than anything, she's an overcomer. From issues such as divorce to entering into business, dealing with a miscarriage, mental health issues. This young lady has found a way to smile through difficulties, and life sometimes does throw a lot of things at us, but she has come out on top, and she is here with me this evening to share her story, to share her journey, and to share how much and how she's been through and how she's overcome so many things. We're on a series of overcoming barriers, and it gives me great privilege and a great honor to introduce to you the beautiful young lady Latoya. How are you, Latoya?
Wow, what an intro, Lucy.
I did it justice. How are you?
I was there listening, thinking, who is she talking about? Who's this young lady?
All props to you, my dear. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very honored to be on the show, and I hope I give as much value as I can.
Awesome. And thank you so much for taking out the time out to be with me this evening. And for all those that have tuned in as well, please do send in your questions for Latoya, and she will definitely answer them as we go through the conversation. So this evening, I want us to even just kickstart things. I posted up a picture today of my childhood attending Most Holy Heart School in Ghana. Telling me you went to the same school.
I can't believe it. That must mean that you were living in the Dansoman area in Accra.
Yeah.
I used to live in. I lived in Akoko Photo. Yeah.
Wow. So let's start from there. Like, take me through the journey. So, were you born in the UK? Tell me a bit more about yourself.
I was born and bred in South London, but when I hit the age of 10, my mum sent us off to Ghana. You know, a lot of us go through that, innit? Where we just, it's almost like a pilgrimage you have to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like a part of the Ghanaian experience. So I lived in Ghana for about 2 to 3 years, and I was going to Most Holy Heart School. So when you said that, I was like, is she serious? And then I was thinking, oh my God, but you were really young though, so I don't think we would have.
I was. So at what age did you go to Ghana?
I was 10, and I came back when I was 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you came back, and then what happened? School, like, take me through that journey. How was it?
Well, I mean, oh God, it was a drama. But as soon as I came back is when my father passed away. So that was so I had to deal with that straight away, as well as gelling back into UK life. And then I went into secondary school. So I started in year 8 instead of starting in year 7.
Okay. Okay, fantastic. So I'll make a presumption that you were living with your mum, or you were living by yourself after the passing of your father?
I was living with my mum.
Okay. Yeah. And you obviously have siblings as well. What are you, the oldest?
I'm the oldest by far, and I have my mum's kids. My mum had 3 kids. My real father that passed away, he had 2 kids, and then my stepfather, who is like he was a father to me as well. He had 5. He had 6 kids. So altogether, there's about 7 of us, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, nice. All right. So moving to adulthood. There obviously were many challenges as you do growing up as an adult. So issues such as getting into relationships and just discovering yourself. Tell me a bit more about how you came about. Who's the real Latoya? At what point and what things did you go through to identify who you are today? What did you go through?
Ooh, what a good question.
Mm.
Who is the real Latoya? I
Mm.
don't know. I'm still discovering her.
Still on the journey.
I'm still on my journey. I'll get back to me in about 10 years. I think I'll be able to answer that question with confidence. In terms of getting into relationships and stuff like that, yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was a bit of a geek. As much as I was really, really popular, I was very into academics and studying. So during my teenage years, I didn't have any boyfriends. I wasn't interested. All I wanted to do is, go to school and get my degree. But then literally I ended up marrying my first boyfriend. You understand? So somebody who I met when I was 20, I ended up marrying him 4 years later. So yeah, but in terms of like me discovering myself, I feel like I had a lot of issues from childhood, like child abuse. I went through some child sexual abuse when I was younger. I also, my father that died, he actually died from a cocaine overdose, and that happened when I was 12. So I had a lot of issues that a lot of abandonment issues, like even me going to Ghana, the way it happened, it wasn't like, what I mean? It's one of those things you go, I went with my family, I thought we'd be there all together, then everybody left us, do you know what I mean? So all of these issues kind of feed into you when you're making your life choices. And if those issues are traumatic, and if they have a negative impact and you haven't dealt with them, then they negatively impact your decisions, So as much as I love the fact that I got married at 24, I love the fact that I loved being married, I totally got married to the wrong person. Do you understand? I totally made the wrong decision. So in terms of, and the thing is, like I said, he was my first boyfriend and I was with him for 10 years. So I'm now basically exploring men basically and being in relationships. Like I'm in a relationship now, and he's literally like my first boyfriend. He introduced me to his mum the other day, and I said to him, oh my god, I just realized that I've had to deal with a boyfriend's mum. Like I haven't done that in god knows how long, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you've spoken about a few things in that time, and okay, so you got into a marriage, and I know you have two lovely boys, amazing boys.
I do.
So you got married. So how did you deal with moving from being in a marriage, knowing someone for such a long time? What were the areas in which, or the support that you tapped into to help you through that stage?
You mean being separated from my husband?
During that time, obviously, you had your children. What kind of support did you receive from family members? Did you reach out to people? Did people reach out to you? How did you deal with it?
Awesome. Absolutely no support. Absolutely no support. Actually, my ex-husband was based in Ghana. Okay. So I was physically away from most of my family when the marriage deteriorated and we actually physically separated. At that time, because I have two kids, but they have two separate fathers. Okay. So he wasn't. So it was just me, and at that time my son was around 2, and it was just the two of us against the world in a foreign land. And the thing is, because our marriage was controversial in the first place, the attitude from the family was like, we said it, I told you so. So I couldn't necessarily confidently run back to them for help. And when I did, the few family members that I did turn to just slammed the door in my face, basically, and told me to kind of get on with it. And so that's the worst experience, one of the worst experiences I've ever been through. But it also showed me what I was made of, because I also didn't know how strong I was and how resilient I was. I didn't allow it to break me down. I just kept on going. But I feel like, in a certain sense, looking back on it, I think my healing process from becoming a divorced woman. I think it took much longer because I didn't allow myself to get depressed in the beginning. I just got on with it. I mean, I got pregnant with my second son within 6 months of my ex-husband leaving. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just was like, all right, he's gone, move on. Do you know what I mean? And I was trying to be so strong. I was trying to prove to the world that, yeah, I'm Latoya, I'm a boss chick. No, do you know what I mean? So in doing that, I ended up having a mental breakdown years later. It's like it all caught up with me, and God was like, no, Latoya, stop, you know? So whatever he had to do to stop me dead in my tracks, he stopped me, and that ended up being having a nervous breakdown.
Yeah. So during the time of having that nervous breakdown, because we see a lot, like, especially within the Black community, like there's a lot of people that are facing mental health issues but don't have the support that they need. So not having family around, not having the support systems around, how did you I know you mentioned about God as well, so did your faith play a part in that as well?
My faith is what saved me. If it wasn't for Jesus, I'd definitely be dead by now, 100%. No, I would have taken my life, and that would have been the end of it. You know, there's a word that Jesus said that if you have faith as little as a mustard seed, you should say to this mountain, be thou removed, and it will obey you. That was the scripture I held on to. I remember after my ex-husband had left, I had problems in the shipping. My clothes and all my stuff was at the port. My business had collapsed. The house that we were living in, he had paid for. So he was talking to the landlord and conspiring with the landlord to kick me out. I was also 7 months pregnant with Ezra, and I was going through all of this. And for me, like, I remember literally I had this little like studio apartment in Accra. And in Tama actually. And I remember lying on my couch, which was my only piece of furniture, and just looking up to the ceiling and just saying, God, like, I don't even have a Bible right now. I don't have a phone to contact anybody, my friends or family. All I have is you. And I'm holding onto you. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional thinking about it. But it was a time where I really saw the hand of God, because that's all I had. Literally, my phone wasn't working. I couldn't talk to anybody. Do you know what I'm saying? And I didn't even have a Bible, but I remembered that scripture. So I just prayed, and I kept on praying every day, because I was also pregnant again. Do you understand? And I was imagine I had left and gone to Ghana, you know, being this like glorious married woman. I'm also the oldest. I'm the oldest of my peers in my family, my cousins and stuff like that. So everybody was looking up to me. Do you know what I'm saying? And so imagine that, and then a few years later, now I'm pregnant with another boy that nobody in my family even knows. Like, how am I going to survive? What I'm going to do? My business had collapsed. I had no money. I was being kicked out of my house, you know. But I just knew God had my back, Lucy. I just knew it. Do you understand? And I just stood on that scripture, and God came through for me. It took years. Don't get me wrong. Like, it wasn't an overnight thing. It wasn't like, you know, the baby came and everything was successful and blah, blah, blah. And it was a happy ending. It wasn't as simple as that, because my breakdown happened when I came back to England, you know. But just hanging on to God, like just the little faith you have, even if all you can say is the Lord's Prayer. Do you understand? The little that you have, you just hang on to it. You cling on to it, and God will see you through.
Wow. Honestly, just listening to you and knowing how far you've come, just seeing you here is a blessing in itself.
It's a blessing.
And honestly, I just hope and pray that anyone that is listening right now, or anyone that follows you on social media, like just doesn't see your life as though it just happened overnight, but has taken a lot of courage, a lot of, you know, sleepless nights. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
But it's only of God that you are here, and honestly, I'm so thankful for the fact that you've become you're so vulnerable and open about your life.
Yeah, I mean, I think I like to live my life in the present. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people like to talk about 10 years ago. Like, 10 years ago I was broke. 10 years ago I was single. Look at me now. Mine is not 10 years ago. Mine is right now. Do you understand? You guys see me. I'm all there. Yeah, happy and stuff like that. But yeah, I've got bipolar disorder. I'm on medication. Do you understand? I talk about the riches I want to have, but right now I don't have those riches. I'm in a small little council flat. Do you understand? I'm living my life in the now, and I feel that that's important, especially as an aspiring influencer as myself, because people need realness, people need reality. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to portray that I'm all happy go lucky all the time. Don't get me wrong, I am happy go lucky. Like, I am a very bubbly person, and I do love my life and I love the world, but I've also gone through a lot of nonsense. But what makes my smile so rich and my laugh so loud is because of what I've been through. Do you understand? It's because I've seen really dark days, so I appreciate the light, you know.
I love that. I love that. That's really inspiring. Honestly, I can't even begin to imagine. I really can't. But I'm even lost for words, honestly. With everything that you went through, especially in regards to like relationships, marriage now, we'll touch back on, you mentioned that you being bipolar. No worries. So I just want to tackle that first, actually. So when were you diagnosed with bipolar?
Okay, so I had a mental breakdown. This happened in 2017. I just literally lost my mind. I can only describe it as being very drunk. That's the only thing I can compare it to. Being very drunk. I ended up flooding I was living in a homeless unit at that time. I ended up flooding the whole unit. I took off all my clothes. I ran out of my house and I was running around Crystal Palace absolutely naked in the middle of the road. So my neighbors caught me and wrapped me with a blanket that I still have that blanket till today. I kept it. And from there, they took me straight to the nut house. They took me straight to an asylum home, put me in one of those jackets, all of those. I was in one of those restraining things and stuff. And then they took me to a hospital. And there I was sectioned for 2 weeks. So that's when, through therapy and seeing the doctors and stuff like that, that's when they came and they diagnosed me with bipolar disorder.
Wow. And ever since then, how has the situation been? Have you received support? Has it gotten better? How's it been since then?
Yeah, I mean, it's been, you know what, my life completely changed for the positive after that happened, because with my family, everybody was just kind of like, really, really taken aback, and just everybody woke up, because I had been screaming and crying for help, but it was falling on deaf ears. And because I'm, like I said, I'm the oldest, you know what I'm saying? The one that comes after me is 6 years younger than me. So I'm the oldest by far. I'm the one that everybody looks up to. I'm the one, starting my own business. I was the first to go. I was the first to go to uni. I was you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of pressure, So when I came back and my life had fallen apart, not only could people not accept it, but they didn't know what to do. Like what present do you buy for the rich? How do you support somebody who has supported us all these years, So it took me for me to lose my mind and end up in hospital before everybody woke up, And the greatest support I would say that I received from my family is with my children. My mum in particular really stepped up and just took hold of my children and said, okay, you know what, I'm going to take care of them for you. Don't worry, we've got you. And then also, I really utilize the professional services. People have these preconceptions about therapy and going into all of that stuff. But for me personally, it was a lifesaver, especially because when you're dealing with people who don't know you, so they can't really judge you. Do you understand? Yeah. And the thing is, they're professionals, so they have actually studied psychology, mental health, so they know more than even in terms of what you're going through. So I really utilized it, and it really changed my life. I ended up doing therapy, going back into my childhood, unraveling all of that stuff, going into my marriage, unraveling all of that stuff, and it healed me completely. It wasn't just about bipolar disorder. It was about my emotions, my past, my mental health, my future. So anybody that is listening or watching that might have mental health issues, I will say, look, don't be shy of the professional services. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is just as as just as vulnerable and just as delicate as your heart. And just like you wouldn't go to a dentist for heart surgery, you don't need to be turning to your friends and family to help you with your mental health. You know, go to a mental health professional. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And I think that's something that people such as yourself are using your platform to promote that. And for people to feel comfortable and not to feel that stigma, because everyone goes through mental issues. It may not be there's different levels to certain levels of mental health. So if the help is available, then
go for it.
And I totally agree, and I believe you're a testimony of that you've used that, and also God has helped you through that process, and then here today, which is, it's only by God's grace that you're here as well. So
Amen.
That's absolutely amazing. But not to dwell too much on the past, I want us to move forward and really tap into.
Let's go forwards.
Let's go. Actually, not all of the past. So around the UK, you've got your boys. You're doing so much. So business-wise, I know your previous business was not successful. So where did you take it from there? Did you tap into a different business? What did you do?
Well, because my business failed, I felt like I had a point to prove, because my business failed right around the time my marriage failed. So I felt like I had a point to prove. So I tried to start up so many things. I couldn't even list them. I tried so many things. And even the thing is, I'm quite creative and I've got good ideas. So every idea, even if I told you the ideas, you'd be like, wow, that's a great idea. Oh, why didn't you continue with that? But the thing is, I was trying to build these businesses, but I was broken, sis. You know what I'm saying? I was broken. I needed healing. I had things that I was going through. So literally, I stopped running my own business about, I would say, just 6 months ago. Literally, I just decided that, you know what, I'm not doing my own business anymore. And then my friend introduced me to network marketing. So it's still business, it's still having your own business, but under somebody else's brand. And for me, it's been the best decision for me so far, because I'm still able to use my knowledge and my skills from my business acumen in the past into what I'm doing. But without the pressure of having to, arrange for stock and do deliveries and stuff like that. So now officially, I'm a network marketer, but I'm also job hunting, because I have a background in online marketing through these various businesses that I've done. I'm like a digital media, online digital marketing expert. So I want to use those skills. So I'm actually job hunting right now to use that skill. So those are the two things that I'm doing, that and being a mother. And then I would say a micro influencer as well.
Okay. You got your hands in every little pot.
Small. Here from here, a little here, a little there.
So how do you balance everything that's happening with motherhood, looking after your children? How do you balance everything?
Well, because of my mental breakdown, the family that agreed that my mom would take the children. So for the past year, just about a year, the kids have been in a permanent with my mum permanently. So that frees me up. You understand? I'm back to my teenage years in my life. But obviously I spend a lot of time. They only live down the road, so I see them a few times a week. So in terms of balance, it's just, for me, it's just time management, basically. I plan like crazy. Do you understand? Me and my boyfriend argue about it all the time, but I'm like a super planner. I plan, we're going to do this, and then 6 o'clock, going to do that. I've got a huge timetable of what I do daily, and I just split my time up, so it makes multitasking possible.
Okay, fantastic. So with everything that you have, so obviously I know that you mentioned you have a social media platform, which currently, to date, when we look at the figures based on your social media platform, I believe you now have, are we ready for the figure that this lady has? She has about 6,000 followers on. Just about. She has about 6,000 followers. And funny enough, I actually started following you on Instagram when I saw a video of you dancing in Nikki's barbershop.
Oh, back then. That's my viral moment. That's the one time I went viral.
Exactly. I saw you and I was like, oh my God, I need her confidence. I was like, this is insane. I need this woman's confidence. So I was so speechless. So what I want to know, like what I want to really dive into is that, you know, I know that you obviously you're on a weight loss journey as well, which I see on your platform.
Yeah.
And we come into us, we're in a society where being slim and having curves, big bum, big all this, that's what it's about. If you don't have that, you're not part of the game. So with your level of confidence and your weight loss journey, take me through what encouraged you to even put it out on social media, because that's a big step to
It
make.
is. It is.
That's a step to make. So
it is.
tell me what birthed, you know, what was the cause of putting out, you know, your weight loss journey, because that's a level of accountability in a way as well.
Yeah.
For people
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah.
So what caused you to do that?
Okay. Well, I always talk about this. There's confidence and there's self-esteem. Okay, they're very similar, but they're completely different, right? Confidence is more, can even be natural. It could be how you're born. Okay, my mum is confident. My mum is confident. Okay, so is my sister. So am I. It's just a natural thing. I walk into a room, I own the room. I introduce her, hello, I'm Latoya. I was like that when I was like 2. Hello, I'm Latoya. What's your name? Do you want to play? That's just how I am naturally, okay? But self-esteem is how you think of yourself when no one is around, when the music stops and it's just you alone at home. What do you think of yourself? What do you think of your self-worth? How do you value yourself? Okay. And so even though my confidence is very high, my self-esteem was so low. You know, so as much as I am the entertainer and you see me dancing and stuff like that, I'm confident at dancing because I'm a good dancer. So it's easy to be confident. If you can dance, you show it off. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
But when no one is around and there's no music, how do I feel about myself? And I'll be telling myself, I'm not good enough. I'm useless. I'm divorced. I'm a single mother. I'm overweight. I'm this and that. And for me personally, I wanted to conquer the self-esteem thing. I didn't care about the confidence thing because confidence has more to do with other people. I want to be happy. I want that same confidence in my heart. Like when I'm by myself and no one's here, I'm still happy. I'm still dancing. I'm thinking positive things about myself, you know? And so for me, my weight was a big thing, because right now that Nicki video that I did, I don't even know if I could do it now, because over the years, even though I've pretty much maintained the same weight, as you get older, you're getting older. Do you understand? You're just not as flexible as you are, as you were. Your joints need oiling and stuff like that. So, and that thing really got me down. Like, wow, I can't dance as much as I used to. I'm not as flexible. I'm not as fit as I used to be, and that started to bother me. So I started to try and lose weight. I would go on a diet, then I'd give up, then I'd put on more weight, then I'd do a diet again, and it just became a cycle. So I thought to myself, what can I do? Put it on social media. Make yourself accountable to people. So I think when I started my weight loss journey, I don't know how many followers I had, maybe 3,000 followers, but I used to talk about it. But I was talking about it, not doing anything. So then I actually started to do my actual workouts. I started filming my workouts and started uploading them. And now I'm just under 7,000 followers. And all these people, they come onto my stories daily. They look at my posts, then they are watching. Oh, okay, you say you want to lose weight. We've been seeing you working out. We want to see what we want to see, you know? So being accountable to thousands of people, it makes me, when I want to go for that donut, I just think, you know what will Lucy D say? You understand? What would she say if she saw me right now? I had these 7,000 people. One of them could be in Lewisham right now. And what would they see if they saw me in Krispy Kreme with this big donut, you know? So yeah, so it's not easy though, because as I'm working out, obviously you get to see my fat, all my rolls, me sweating. It's not flattering, you know, but at the end of the day, it's leading to me towards my goal. So whatever, I'll do what I have to do. Yeah.
That's incredible, absolutely incredible. And it's good that you differentiated between self-esteem and confidence, because sometimes people get it confused.
Yeah.
And I think on social media as well can cause you to think that you have your self-esteem's fine, but actually it's not.
It's
not.
You know? It's not at all.
It's important to know the two. With regards to just you as an individual, so it's important to find yourself before putting yourself out there for other people, so then you know who you are before anyone can tell you who you are. You know,
that's right, girl. You need to know who you are before anyone can tell you who you are. I like that. We'll tweet that.
Anytime you quote that, you make sure I get my money.
I would do that.
No, I'm joking. But that's amazing. So with your social media platform, where are you trying to take it? So, because I know you've been growing for some time. I've been following you for some time, and you've been, your weight loss journey. What's the plan moving forward with your platform?
Oh, that's a good question. Or do I even know the plan? The plan is just to inspire more people, inspire as many people as I can. I'm not really looking at numbers. I'm looking at impact. Yeah. So I'm more concerned that I'm getting DMs, regularly, that people are communicating with me. That's the most important thing. I am working on a book series though. This is exclusive to Ladies in Waiting. Absolutely nobody knows about it. It's something that I just literally decided this week. But I'm going to basically all the problems that I have. I'm writing a book about it. So I'm going to talk about being divorced. I'm going to talk about life as a single mother. I'm going to talk about self-esteem, and I'm going to talk about mental health. But it'll be like a mini book series. And so it will be digestible. It won't be like those So that's the plan, and then just to continue as I am, really, continue with the weight loss journey. But the thing is, the weight loss journey is for me, it's a lifetime journey. I've changed my lifestyle, so it's not something that I just want to do for the next 2 years, and then when I'm slim, I'll leave it. I'll be working out for the rest of my life, So that's not something that's going to stop. So I don't want to be known as the weight loss person, because there's more to me than that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
So what is it that you want to be known for? And that's what we want to know. What do you want to be known for?
Wow. Hey, Charlie, your questions, it's not easy. I want to be known as somebody who inspires people to overcome. Like my life and the things that I have been through, I would say in the past maybe 5 years, 10 years ago, I never thought I would go through it. But it's like I never in my wildest dream thought I would be divorced. I never thought I could have a mental breakdown. I never thought I wouldn't be in possession of my children. There's so many things that I have been through that I never foresaw coming. And I think that's life. You understand? I think that there's a lot of people that can say the same thing, that there's a lot of things that they've been through that they didn't expect to go through. But I even experienced it whilst I was sectioned in the hospital. Some people really give up. I think in this life, some people just hit a certain roadblock and that's it, and they stop there. And it's not about that. You can only get wisdom if you're given a problem. Do you understand? You can only grow muscles if there's resistance. You can only build your faith if there's an issue. You have to have obstacles to overcome to perfect your character. Do you understand? So don't stop there. Don't live your life with the cards that life has handed to you. And I feel like too many people do that, too many people just like, oh, me, I can't. Like with this network marketing business that I do, when I'm, getting people to join my team, oh, I don't know if that's for me. I don't know if I can do it. But yet you want to earn more money. You know what I'm saying? So some people, at the divorce, that's the end of it. I mean, I even have a friend who got married around the same time as me, got divorced around the same time as me, and whilst I moved on and started and tried dating and stuff like that, she's just sworn off men. All men are trash kind of nonsense. And some people can be like that, and that one bad breakup or one heartbreak determines their love life for the rest of their life, and it's just not supposed to be like that. So for me, as much as I'm trying by living my life openly, by showing people that you can overcome. It is absolutely possible. Like right now you understand that I don't live with my kids, but this is not going to be the rest of my story. One day you'll see me and my kids in my house with my beautiful new husband, pregnant again with another baby, moving forward. You understand? So I'm living my life in real time, but I want to show people that it is possible to go for the life that you actually want and not the life that's just handed to you.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I also want to find out, with regards to social media, obviously there's a lot of it can be mixed sometimes. You can get really positive feedback, you can also get a lot of backlash. Obviously, how has that been for you? What has it been more of? Positive, negative? How have you dealt with it? How's that been on social media?
Well, it's funny because when I first started, and because I first kicked off Instagram, when Instagram first started, basically, I went on hiatus for about 3 years whilst I was going through my madness. But pretty much I've been on Instagram platform for a while, and definitely Facebook since 2008. And it's been mixed but you know where the mixtures come from?
Where's it come from?
The negativity came from family and friends and church members.
Okay, tell me a bit more.
They were the ones that were just like, oh, you shouldn't have said that. That's too personal. Oh, you should, why did you say this? Why did you put this there? Why did you wear the outfit? Always from people I know, either from church or a family member. Actually, not even friends, church or family members, And in the beginning, it used to bother me. But what I do regularly is I go through my social media and I put my mind set as a stranger visiting my page. And I scroll through and I just say to myself, okay, what is this saying? What is this page saying? What's the person saying? And when I look at it, I love the message I give. I love the message I give. I love the feeling that people get when they come on my page. So I don't care what you think. So it took a while, but I really had to develop a very strong attitude towards people who think they know me and think they can tell me what to do. And just stick to my mission. Of course, sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes I might say something that's a bit out of pocket or whatever, but that's what the delete button is for. That's what archiving is for. You understand? But in terms of the general public, no, most of it has been positive. Most of it, I mean, I get DMs and people really pour out their heart to me because I pour out my heart on my social media. I get people responding to me in the same way, and they'll tell me their problems. They'll tell me their issues, and I almost become like a counselor at some time, or like a best friend to somebody that I've never even met, So sometimes that can be emotionally overwhelming, and when I can't handle it, I back off a bit. But generally speaking, I love it. I do love the response I get, and it's mostly positive. So social media is all right. It's not as bad as people make it out to be.
Yeah, because I think it can be a lot sometimes when, you're trying to do something positive and people are just like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And you're just like, but I'm living my life.
Yeah, and the thing is, some people just don't have that confidence. I've got friends who, they're like, oh my God, 6,000 followers. Wow, like, how do you do it? And their page is on private, not even private, they're ghost followers. Them ones there that go online and what you're doing, but will never post. Because they're scared. So just because you're afraid of living your truth in public, and I'm not, please don't stop me from being me, okay? Rather, learn from me and try to copy me. If you can't copy, be quiet over there and watch me do my thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. You heard it here, guys. You heard it here from Latoya. It's been a fantastic evening so far. Welcome to everyone who has joined us now. If you haven't been with us and you just joined, I am joined with a lovely lady who goes by the name of Latoya. She has overcome so much, and honestly, listening to her journey has just really uplifted my spirit. I don't know what it's done for you, those that are listening, but it's just encouraged me to know that, despite what you're going through, there's something always greater at the end of it. So please make sure you follow Latoya on all her social media platforms as well, which is on the screen right now. Just wanted to find out, do you have Twitter as well?
I do, but I'm not active. But you can follow me there. Maybe if I get more followers, I'll be active. But it's Latoya Brady across the board.
Sure. But for the meantime, please we follow her on her social media platform as well.
Yeah,
She's doing amazing things on her platform. I'm always watching you all the time. Always watching you. And this is Edifying Moments with our second series of Overcoming Barriers, which has been great having you, Latoya, on the show. It's been so amazing, even in a short space of time. You've taught me so much, words of wisdom, words of encouragement, and I hope everyone else who's listening has been inspired as well. But moving on to, as we go, progress and carry on, I've just got a few questions that have come in, so I'm just going to show them on the screen and we can dive straight into it. So we've got a question from Mahima Speaks, and she says, what would you do different if you were to get married again? Over to you.
Well, I am going to get married again. So,
Put my invitation.
Yeah, definitely. What will I do different? I think I was a good wife. Okay. So in terms of me being a wife, he might be say different, but I think I was a good wife. But actually, what I would do different is what I'm doing right now is in the courtship stage. Is really take time to get to know the person and take time to get to know yourself. You know, I think the mistake that I made is I was too in love with being married. I was so in love with the idea of being married. I think a bit of church pressure got involved there. I'm not gonna lie. Do you understand? The eagerness to not fornicate and stuff like that. All of these things were leading me down the aisle, as opposed to I love this person. I want to spend the rest of my life with person. Oh my God, he's so perfect. It wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? So right now, like, even though I'm in a relationship and I am in love and we are speaking about marriage and stuff like that, I'm intentionally getting to know him. You understand? And getting to know myself in the process. I don't think I was ready for marriage back then, even though I wanted it and I was eager. I wasn't ready because I didn't know myself well enough. I didn't know, like I'm saying, all of these childhood traumas and all those things that I've been through. I hadn't dealt with it at that point. I was still going through it. You understand? So that's definitely what I'm doing. I think it's more the courtship period as opposed to the marriage itself.
Yeah, of course. Okay, fantastic. And with the church pressures, was it more or less like, oh, you're getting old, so you have to marry, or you guys have known each other for a while? What was the comments that caused it?
No, it was more. Okay, my church talked. First off, they preached a lot about sex. Okay, they talked a lot about sex and they preached a lot about marriage, right? Which is a good thing. I don't have a problem with that. But for me, it was more about like. I just like it just seems like there's this in the charismatic world, it's kind of sold that marriage is part and parcel of being a Christian. Like at a certain stage, like when you're in your 20s, you should be looking for your beloved, you should be looking for a fiance, and you should get married, and that is part and parcel of the Christian experience. And it actually isn't, because Jesus, as far as we know, doesn't have a wife. Do you understand? Getting married is just it's a means to an end. It's a way for you to express your love and to prevent sin, basically. So there was that, and then there was also the fact that I think I was just a bit hot. Like I had been celibate for a few years, and I was just eager to get back into it. You understand? So there was a bit of that as well. But so it wasn't necessarily more. It was just marriage was just the trend. I think from that that era, a lot of us got married, a lot of people got divorced. So now my church is very different. They don't, as much as us, they still promote marriage, of course, but it's not pushed down our throat as it used to be. Because it basically doesn't work that way. You know, you can't just get married just because your church said so. You need to get married for the right reasons at the right time.
I agree. I totally agree. And then just moving on to the next question from him as well, and it said, do you think it's an African culture thing for family and church members to tell you how to behave on social media?
From my experience doing network marketing, It's definitely not just an African culture thing. It's just a thing. You understand? People just think they can just tell. I mean, even when I like some of my favorite blogs, I will go on there and I'll see comments with people saying you shouldn't have posted this, or why are you saying this? And I'm like, somebody has started their blog and they want to post their news. Why are you telling them what they should do? You understand? But people are just like that. They think they can just say whatever. And I don't know. I feel like this social media dispensation is like people feel that they can say whatever they want to you, and because you're being open. So because I'm being open on social media, people think they can also be open and tell me what they think I need to hear. Yeah. So I definitely don't think it's an African thing. I think that's just across the board.
So we would then say it's just society.
It's just society. It's just society. Yeah.
Wow. Like it must get draining. But as you said, you know, I like the fact that you mentioned that you go on your page like a stranger. So it's more like, okay, what message am I? Because ultimately, you need to know what message you're putting out there. So then you are not so you're not confused, or you don't get questioned what you're doing, or someone doesn't come and tell you, oh, but are you sure this is what message you're promoting? But you know what message you're promoting.
Because exactly.
That's absolutely awesome. So what tips, when we look at mental health, with everything going on, and obviously during coronavirus as well, how have you survived? How have you kept yourself, how your spirits up? How have you been during this time?
Well, it's been tough. I'm not gonna lie. I've had really down days. There were days where I just wanted to get out of the house, like just get out of the house, because me working out for me and going to the gym, yes, it's part of my weight loss journey, but it also really helps with my mental health. You understand? Just going, the endorphins. I love swimming. I could swim for hours, and when I go, I just feel my mind just kind of goes blank. And I just enjoy the water and come home. So to have that taken away from me, and to have the gym taken away from me, it was like finding other ways of respite, like, and finding other ways to just to get my endorphins. But I basically just got into new things, you know. So I started reading more. That was I started my network marketing company. That also happens, and social media also helps, making new friends on social media. I started to be like, okay, well, I say I want to be an influencer, so let me start creating content. So I started to come up with series, and started to make more videos and becoming a bit more vulnerable. And so those things helped me. I would say I saw my friend Queen Mojo. She was talking about the importance of a hobby, and I really agree with that. I really think it's important to get a hobby, whether it's knitting or I don't know, playing video games or reading or something, or writing poetry. It's really important to find something that you do that's not a money-making opportunity. It's not a family thing. It's just something that you do because you do it and you enjoy it, you know? That's good. That's one of my tips.
Awesome. Any other tips for, I know actually before we go into that, you talking about your business. So tell us a bit more about your business. If anyone wants to get interested, how can they connect with you? Tell us a little bit more about it for anyone that may be interested.
Okay, awesome. Well, yes, I'm a network marketer, which means that basically I promote health and wellness products, their supplements, and I promote them on social media, and that's it. That's all I do. So I have when you register with the company, you get your own website, and anytime anybody purchases the products from you, you get your commission. But then another way to build the business is if you get people in your team, they do the same thing, and then you get a percentage of their commission. It's very simple. Yeah, it's very simple. So you just have to be somebody that likes social media, that's not afraid to put yourself out there. And then so if you want to get in touch, all you have to do is just send me a DM on one of my social media platforms, Latoya Brovey. It's the same across board on Twitter, on Facebook, everywhere. And just send me a DM and then you can join. But that's my basic income for now. Yeah.
Awesome. So before we leave, I just want to know, so what can we expect from Latoya in the next 5 to 10 years? What is
God.
What's it looking like for you?
You listen, let me tell you something. Expect a glow up. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, come on.
Prepare for wedding pictures that will blow you away.
Nice.
Prepare for twins.
Okay.
Prepare for me to be in a Mercedes Benz.
All
Okay.
right. Okay.
Prepare for me to build my house with a swimming pool. Prepare for me to be a best-selling author. Prepare.
Awesome.
It's gonna be amazing. No, I'm very optimistic about the future. I feel like everything that I've been through, it hasn't been for no reason.
Yeah.
I want to use my past to empower and inspire people to have a great future. Do you understand? So so just expect more of the same, but just on a higher level.
Nice. We're ready for it. So before we bring the conversation to an end, I'd like to thank and welcome everybody once again for joining myself and Latoya this evening. It has been amazing. Honestly, absolutely amazing. You have been a fantastic guest, just sharing your story, being vulnerable. Your vibe alone, it's just on it's a whole different level. I love it, and I really, really hope and pray that nothing changes that. Nothing at all. Please continue.
I receive it.
What you're doing. Please make sure you're following the Ladies in Waiting page if you want to find out more about Edifying Moments as well, with what we have coming up in the coming weeks as well. I'll be having another guest in the next 2 weeks, so please stay tuned with that. We actually have come to the end of our series of overcoming barriers, and we're bringing you a new series in the next 2 weeks as well. So please make sure you follow Latoya on her social media platform, which is Instagram, which she is very, very much active on there. Send her DM if you want to know more about her business, know more about her weight loss journey, everything that she's got going on. Please do not be shy to message her. She is amazing, so friendly. Honestly, like, sometimes I'm just like, okay, what's Latoya posted on her story today? Let me just get her. I love it. Absolutely love it. You love your energy. Despite everything that you've been through, you've kept your spirits high. And I must say, like, you're inspiring. You inspire me, and I'm sure you're inspiring so many others that are listening today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
A true pleasure to have you. True pleasure. If you have do you have any last words for your supporters, those that have
last words?
Yeah, any last words?
Well, I was just going to thank you guys for the honor for bringing me on the show. That's all I was going to say, really. Thank you so much for bringing me on the show. Thank you for everybody, all of you guys. I know there's a lot of you behind the scenes. So God bless all of you. Keep this thing going. You're inspiring. Someone just said inspiring conversation.
Yes, it has been. It has been.
Some people, you're inspiring people. And for me personally, for everybody that's watching, look, don't let life beat you up, okay? Grab life by the horns and ride that motorbike. You are in charge. Don't let the motorbike ride you. That's what I have to say.
Absolutely love that. It's been great, Latoya. I just can't thank you enough for this conversation. It has been so good. I wish you nothing but the best.
Amen. Thank you.
Your endeavors, with your soon-to-come marriage, which I'll be waiting for my invitation. Amen.
Absolutely, darling.
Amen. And I can't wait. I'll be following you. Everyone else will be following. We're supporting you. We're rooting for you. Whatever business and the launch of your business as well that's coming up, please let us know so we can support you. It's all about supporting Black businesses. We're in an era where we have to support one another, hold each other high, and celebrate each other. So we're all here for you. It's been amazing. I wish you nothing but the best for the rest of the week. Whatever endeavors you have, all the best to you. And honestly, please contact as well. It's been amazing, Latoya. Have a fantastic evening. And we'll catch up soon. All right. Take care.
Guys. Bye.
Awesome. It's been great. Thank you all so much for tuning in this evening to Edifying Moments, which is brought to you by Ladies in Waiting, where we are all about edifying, motivating, and empowering women. This evening has been absolutely amazing. I hope you can agree. And I hope you had a fantastic time as well. You spent your Thursday evening with us. We're privileged. We're totally honored. Please make sure you follow us on our YouTube page, subscribe to us, drop us a comment, and also follow us on our social media platforms as well, which is _Ladies in Waiting, where we will have everything that is coming up in the coming weeks in terms of events, in terms of interviews as well, and also to find if you have any questions as well. If you want to get in contact with any of our guests or anyone on the team, please feel free to do that as well. It's been a great evening, and it's been great having you guys on. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have. Please make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms once again, and I will be here same time, same place in the next 2 weeks. So please make sure you do that. As well as that, I want to kindly remind you of coffee mornings, which will be happening every first Saturday of the month. Coffee mornings is an opportunity for women to come together, to pray, to talk about issues that are affecting us as women. So please share the word, spread it, share with a colleague, a friend, a sister, anyone that you think would benefit from having a community, a sisterhood such as the coffee mornings. It's a great place for us to really share ideas and also help one another, because that's what it's all about. We must help and empower each other to be able to strive for better and for the good of all things. So it's been great. Good night to you all. Wishing you all the best for the rest of the week. Have a blessed week, and I will see you same time next week, in 2 weeks time, sorry.